Well, let's talk about drones for a second.
Hmm.
One of my other favorites. And this has nothing to do with cloud technology here at Rackspace, but it does in some way
It does,
because
yeah.
it does because it's connected. It's a connected device. It's
Hmm.
one of those things that um, literally is streaming constant data down,
Hmm.
whether it's GPS data or sensor data or
Hmm.
whatever. To a typically nowadays it's an iPad or some sort of tablet device via the remote control.
Right.
But I think drone technology was another thing that was on display at CES in a big way. And a lot of new uh, faces in the drone community. It used to be just DJI everything, DJI,
Hmm. Yeah.
that was the big maker. But now you've got a few new entrants into the market. I saw Intel was making a big investment in drone technology with a company called, I think it's Unique,
Okay.
Yuneeq, something like that. But
All the
I
other
don't know if
URLs are
that's how you
taken.
say it, but
So,
that's how I say
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the point is that obviously, if a company like Intel sees opportunity with drones, if Amazon sees opportunity with drones, if Google sees opportunity with drones, that's a future we're headed to. Just like the autonomous car, you're going to probably have a lot of autonomous drones
Yeah.
in the environment. And I don't know how many of our viewers are drone fanatics, but it is something to get familiar with. It's something that it's exciting, it's fun, it's interesting, but it also I would encourage you to be safe about it because it's one
Of
of those
course.
things that probably everybody got one for Christmas and wants to fly it. I heard a number of people crash them. The moment they
Day
flew them,
one.
day
Hmm.
one, day zero, it's
Into
like
the Christmas tree.
into the
Yeah.
Christmas tree or into the cat or into something. But be safe about this. Be responsible about it. It's one of those things that you really are responsible for what you do. I know that the federal government just instituted a new registration
Yeah, that's
um,
right.
requirement for drones. So make sure you register your drone if you want to be a legal drone operator. You got to do that now. But I think this technology is just demonstrating the power of a computer in every kind of a device. I mean, it's the ultimate demonstration of you know this technology, mobile or miniaturization now in the form of a flying device, right? I mean, we can put it in our cars now. We can put it in the air,
Hmm.
and it really is you know driving down the cost of a lot of the components that made that possible.
Well, you look at, many of us have living grandparents who, when they were born, flight was a thing that was
Futuristic, yeah,
futuristic, right? It
that's
was
right,
just taking off.
that's right.
Don't pardon the pun. But it was just taking off, and now, like you said, we have the internet in our pocket, and
That's
one of
right.
the things it can do
Is
is
fly
fly
something
fly
over our,
a
and it
tiny
can
little
fly those
helicopter.
things without you even interacting. I
Yeah,
mean,
you just
you
say
can
go over
you can
here.
set a flight path for the
Hmm.
drone, and it'll fly and do circles or follow you or do all of those kind of things. And I think it's just a perfect example of all of these technologies coming together. Lots of sensors, lots of processing power now in the sky, a lot of miniaturization,
Right.
battery technology getting better. If these things wouldn't be working well at all if we hadn't gotten to lithium polymer batteries and really
Hmm.
high tech stuff. And that's again the same thing that's making electric cars possible. The advances in battery technology. And so, as I think about what that means to all of us, it's just keep looking forward, keep thinking about what your business could do to advance your user experience, make it more exciting, make it more interesting, make it more sticky, make it safer, make it more secure. Those are all
Right.
things that customers are looking for.
Hmm.
Engagement in some way is really going to be the thing that sets apart customers or companies from winners and losers, right? It's going to be the people that can engage their users, keep them excited, keep rolling out new features. That's
Hmm.
the other cool thing about a lot of these things is you just get a download of a whole bunch of new features without paying for anything.
Hmm.
And that's a double-edged sword in itself, but it's also a way to keep your users happy, excited, and engaged, and maybe sell them an upgrade down the road when they feel like they want the next new thing.
Well, it's that putting the data to work. I mean,
That's
there's
right.
so many things, I mean, that are just pushing massive amounts of data back to their companies, and the companies that use that to their benefit are the ones that are going to succeed and not get Ubered, as
That's
we
right.
as you coined earlier. So yeah, we don't want to see anybody get Ubered. So,
So did you look much at that single person quadricopter
Oh, the one that
idea
no,
that was
yeah,
thrown
I
out
looked
so
at it a little
widely?
bit, but I kind of dismissed it as like, okay, that's some, crazy guy with an idea that got enough funding to go build this thing. But I don't know if I'd get in one of those things at this point. It's a little too early.
I'd be too afraid of the blades chopping my legs off or something. The thing didn't have any covers. Or
Nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
There was another article earlier in the year that came out about I think it was a ambulance version of that same kind of thing for dense urban populations, where you'd fly a medic out, you would land them someplace that's hard to get to within an urban environment, or get an ambulance to. That medic would triage and then set the victim in the ambulance copter quadra vehicle, and then that would go back to the hospital, which I mean today doesn't seem incredibly realistic to implement as is, but with all of the
give it a couple of years.
Yeah, I don't mean to dismiss it as it's not going to happen. It is going to happen. I mean, these technologies will become safer and more reliable. It's just at this stage, I don't think I'd get into it.
We're still at that Orwell and Wilbur Wright phase of things,
right.
where you're taking your life into your own hands every time you take off.
Yeah. Pilot training is literally in the air.
Yeah. Yep. But the good news is, though, that the technology is, it's theoretically possible. You've got the computing power now, and we talked about, self-driving cars. Well, a self-driving drone is probably easier because there's less to get in the way, right? I mean, in some ways, it's an easier problem to solve. We've already got a lot of the infrastructure for it. The GPS is there, the guidance systems for a lot of the technologies that you see in the military are already very reliable. You've got autonomous drones flying over battlefields today. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's just a matter of, making it something that's safe enough for a human, for a consumer, not just a military pilot. Those, they take more risks, but a consumer that's going to work every day, it has to be pretty darn bulletproof and safe, and you have a lot of fail safes and have a lot of reliability testing done. And then you've got now to think about how does that impact as the drone regulations that they put out, how does it impact the commercial aviation community? How do you put somebody in the sky that isn't a licensed pilot, who's gone through hours and hours and hours of training and lots of simulator time and all that stuff? How do you now just throw a consumer in one of these devices and put him in the sky?
Best of luck to you.
Yeah. And that thing didn't even have controls. It was more like
it's a box.
It was more like you get in and it takes off and flies and drops you off somewhere. And they said if it had a problem, somebody from the headquarters would come in and take over this thing. It's like, okay, that's
unless that guy's on coffee break.
Yeah, I don't know if I want
trouble,
that at this stage. But it really, I mean, I'm glad people are pushing forward with these ideas. I mean, it is going to revolutionize our world. Self-driving cars, I think, are one of those things that it really is going to change things very rapidly once those get on the road. People kind of underestimate what that's going to mean, but there may be a day when you're not allowed to drive your own car. There may be a day when the safety regulations dictate that you have to have somebody, have the computer, because it's so much safer, so much more, follows the rules, actually.
I'm fully on board with that one. Just personally, but so that's great. So thank you, John, for spending an hour with us today.
Thank you for having me.
You continue to be one of our favorite guests, and we appreciate you taking a bit of time out of your day to chat with us. Again, the cloud predictions is one of my favorite things that we do here, and just to hear from you is these kind of distilled ideas of trends and ideas to look for. It's a great thing to kind of keep me on track throughout the year, and I think that it's a great service for our customers so that they can kind of understand some things to look for. I mean, to me, the biggest takeaway is put that data to work for you.
Absolutely.
I think that's something that every single one of our customers could be doing better. So
there's value in that data. It's there.
It's there. It is.
Make use of it.
And so that's one thing that I'm going to kind of take with me to try to instill in our customers as we go along the year. So thank you for that.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. So it's good. All right, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks for watching. This is the Rackspace Office Hours Hangout. We do this every week, live Thursdays at 1 p.m. Central Time. We are going to be broadcasting live from Geekdom here in San Antonio. We mentioned them a little bit earlier. A great tech incubator where Techstars is. And so we're going to be talking to some of the people out there. Help Social, who are great friends of ours, kind of grew up here out of Rackspace. So really excited to see them again, and congrats on their big success out there. And then we've got a couple other shows lined up, so we'll be coming to you every Tuesday or Thursday. Every Thursday. You can tune in on Tuesday.
You can always watch the shows on Tuesday if you'd like. They're on YouTube.
Yeah, they are. They are on YouTube, and you can also listen to an audio-only podcast at ohpodcast.com. Subscribe to that. Listen to it in the car, in the gym, wherever you want to listen to a podcast. So it's out there. All right. So on that note, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.